Nigeria is not for beginner travelers. I'm gonna keep on saying that because if I didn't have people out there helping me out, I don't know what I would have been out there doing. But this is part one of my travel to Nigeria series. It's gonna be three parts because I went to three regions. I went to Abuja, Kaduna, and Zaria primarily. So right now I'm gonna speak on my experience in Abuja, Nigeria. When I first got off the plane, I noticed that the dirt was very red. It reminded me of the dirt in Mississippi or Atlanta, Georgia. So that kind of just like tripped my mind out. The next thing I noticed is the land looks very like savanna-like. So shrubs, palm trees, small grasses. Then they'll have like big boulders and rock formations. The city was bustling and busy. There's vendors everywhere, people selling stuff, people on the move trying to get places. The air smelled clear. It smelled neutral. That's what I want to say. So like when I went to Ethiopia and I stepped off the plane, it smelled like seasoning, like food, like barbecue. The air in Abuja smelled neutral. I didn't smell anything. So that's my first impression. Now, going across the city, the different places that I went to, hotels in Abuja was nice. And I would say they really have a good sense of fashion. And I'm gonna post videos in the end. They had hotels where they have like knockoff Gucci flip-flops, like Versace walls, the bed covers that say like Fendi or something. Nigerians really like nice stuff, so I thought that was real cute, and it just gave a very unique experience in the hospitality industry. The buildings in Nigeria's Abuja specifically was very modern. I went to the mall, I think it's called Jabi Lake or something. They had a lot of American businesses in there like KFC, Puma, stuff like that. It looked like any mall that you walk into in America, like literally no different. I'm like, am I in Nigeria still? Cause you know, you be expecting like different architecture. That's not to say, am I in Nigeria, oh, it's supposed to be a lower quality. You just expect different architecture. That's it. When we talk about the neighborhoods and the way that the homes looked in Abuja, I was in some mansions and some multi-family homes, and them things look better than America. I'm just like, man, I wish it was a way to take like a plane full of African builders and bring them over here to build me a house if I ever wanted a house in the U.S. Cause they mansions look way better than anything I've seen in the U.S. The houses that I went to where I was able to meet people and talk to the locals through a mutual person that I did know out there, the homes were very clean. Families generally lived in the same neighborhood or in multi-family homes, but in their own unit. So I didn't see people like living on top of each other. Like in New York or Chicago, we just be living on top of each other because it's so crowded and packed. But Abuja gave me like bougie, if you're successful, you can have nice things there. I didn't go to the impoverished side if there is one, so I can't really speak on that. Food in Abuja. Now I know a lot of y'all not gonna like this, but I can't really eat Nigerian food, and that's because a lot of it is spicy. I'm not a fan of it. Most of the restaurants kind of serve like similar things, but it's all spicy. Like you get your fufu, your spicy rice, your spicy chicken, spicy soups. I don't like it. A lot of people do like it. My dad, I'm sure would love it because my dad loved spicy food when he was alive. I can't eat spicy, so I struggled. Now it was this one chicken restaurant, I forgot the name of it, but it was like the Nigeria version of Popeyes and KFC. So if I didn't eat from the family that I was hosted by out there, I would just eat from there. I would get some French fries and some fried chicken that wasn't spicy. Call it a day. The pop or the soda out there, you got your Coke, your orange Fanta, your Sprite, and your root beer. That's what I mostly saw. My favorite soda is Dr. Pepper. I didn't see it. I know drinking soda is bad, but I'm cutting it out. But it's a process. Like, I'm changing my whole diet. Now I have a soda maybe like once or twice a week. What else can I say about Abuja? If I didn't eat the local food, I would eat at like an Indian restaurant at Jabi Lake Mall because I do like Indian food, non-spicy. They give you a choice if you want it mild or spicy. I love my butter chicken, my naan bread, so when I ate Indian out there, it was good. The restaurants that I did go to in Nigeria were very clean. Oh, and I also want to mention they eat a lot of spicy noodles, so that reminds me a lot of like growing up in Chicago, Black Americans would go buy that pack noodle and add hot sauce in it. That's literally how the Nigerian noodles look and taste, but I think theirs tastes a little better because one day I was just exhausted of trying to find non-spicy food, and I went ahead and ate them spicy noodles and they was good. I just don't like spicy. The service in Abuja, I would say Nigerians up there, the houses are more introverted, so it wasn't very warm and welcoming on just the come in and buy. I won't say that it wasn't very hospitable at the restaurants, but I think the hotels were a little more hospitable. They're more of a direct speaker. Like, if you need something, you just ask them, they go get it. They don't really spend much time like talking to you, trying to chill and all that other type of stuff. Nigerians about their money, about their business. I think that's a common thing across the country, and that's okay. Like, every country have their own unique flavor. So I will say that I didn't feel really the hospitality there, unless I was introduced to the locals through the people that I knew out there. They were warm, like, welcome to Nigeria. We glad to have you back. Cause you know, I was in the north. I found out I had Fulani ancestry, so I met a lot of Hausas, a lot of Fulanis. You have a couple Igbo in northern Nigeria doing business, very few Yoruba, and then other tribes out there, minorities, doing business in Abuja. But it's primarily Hausa and Fulanis the further north you get. Now, people that I met, like on a non-business level, were welcoming, and they, you know, try to teach me the culture, teach me the language. They held my hand through it because I didn't know nothing. It's one thing when you're researching stuff online, but when you get over there, you out in the trenches, stuff is different. Stuff is different. That's like when people say they learned Spanish in college, and then they went to move to Panama, and they don't, all that went out the window. That's what happens. So we spoke on the food. Oh, okay, let's go back to the social climate. When I spoke about the hospitality already. So Abuja has a lot of Muslims, but they also have Christians. They have big churches, they're big masjids. Preferably, you want to be conservative in Abuja. But I did see women coming out to do like the clubs and the bars and stuff. By the way, the bars were really nice, very updated, very modern. And they would come dressed like how the women dress going out in America, really no different. I did experience a lot of power outages in Nigeria. So the power would cut out for like 1 minute, life wouldn't stop, it would just keep going till it cut back on. That was different for me and interesting. I did as the locals did. I kept acting like life was, hey, I act like I didn't even notice it. It wasn't really that big of a deal, to be honest. But I do want them to fix it because Nigerian people deserve stable power. Let's see, what else could I say about Abuja? Driving was crazy. Driving was crazy. I don't even know if it's traffic laws. People just drive. You go from point A to point B. They go fast. It's very, very congested. Accidents are very easy. The 18-wheeler trucks, I don't know how them drivers, I don't even know how they navigate through it, but they do. Driving is crazy. I didn't want to drive in Nigeria. I did one time at night to try it out when there was less cars out, but driving is crazy. You definitely need one a local to drive you around. So also when I went, let's talk about medical. When I went there, they were still asking for COVID tests. So I had to see a doctor twice to go get a COVID test. The doctors were both men. They were very gentle at administering that COVID test, and they were nice. Also noticed in Nigeria that at the medical facilities, some of them have outdoor waiting areas, which I think that's nice because it's just something about like sitting in a waiting room in the US and all them germs floating around. I feel safer sitting outside in a waiting room. Sitting in a waiting room that's outside, something about it just feels more sanitary. I don't know if that makes sense. So I didn't have any problems with medical doctors there. The water. You want to stick to bottled water. I know that bag water look good, but don't drink it. I didn't drink it. The locals wouldn't let me drink it. But that bag water be looking so crisp and pure. But I promise you, there's so many horror stories I heard about foreigners coming to drink that bag water, and their body is not used to the pathogens in that water. Don't drink the water out the tap either. So you want to stick to bottled water in Nigeria, just to stay safe. Other things that I noticed about the infrastructure, the architecture. A lot of the bathrooms in Nigeria is what's called a wet bathroom. So when you walk in, everything is like, there's no like separation of tub and toilet and sink. It's like an open area, and there's the shower, the sink, and the toilet. So you can basically get the whole bathroom wet. It kind of reminds me of like them YMCA showers or bathrooms or something. They give you flip-flops to go in there, and then you just do your thing. But I think it's called a wet bathroom. It's not like in the US where you don't want to get water on the floor when you step out the tub, or you don't want to get water all on the floor when you're using the sink or the toilet. It's different in Nigeria. It's all like waterproof towel. Anything in there can get wet. I went in June 2022, so I didn't get bit by no mosquitoes. Once again, I was covered up, full hijab, head to toe, abaya. So maybe the long clothes helped me out. I didn't take my malaria pills. I don't advise that you do the same thing, but I just didn't feel like it, so I didn't. If you are a woman, you definitely want to bring like your feminine products to Nigeria, because when you wash them with the water, it may affect your body differently. So make sure that you bring your specific feminine products just to keep like your body balanced. Take probiotics, bring any leftover medication just in case. Bring your sanitary products for your feminine parts, because like I said, the water is different over there, so you don't know how that's going to affect your body. Bring stomach pills. It was one time I ate some ice cream out there. I didn't get sick, but my stomach felt weird. So just, take precautions. Let's see if there's anything else I want to add about Abuja. Overall, I would say that Abuja was developed nicely. I think that the restaurants was nice. I also ate on the rooftop restaurant there. I think it was more like Chinese food or something like that. The view was amazing. I think it's on the up and coming. For people that do want to live in Nigeria, Abuja I think would be a good choice if you like that city feel. They have a lot of stuff to offer. Definitely learn the culture, learn Hausa. And I would say that they're more of an introverted culture in Abuja. They more about their business. They very direct, straightforward. So again, I wouldn't say that I felt like that warm, friendly, that type of feeling, but more of like a nice business casual. So that's like the attitude of Abuja. So if you're an introvert, you would enjoy. So this is gonna be part 1. The next 2 videos, I'm gonna talk about my experience in Kaduna and Zaria, which is the far north of Nigeria. I don't even know if no other Black Americans ever been out there.
Thank you.